Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So today we have been faced with one interesting discussion under functions, specifically the determination of the range value. So the myth behind determining the range value, you will never determine the range value minus you determining the domain. So the first thing is, remember you follow the rules under the domain. What will make this to be defined? So for this to be defined, you need to have a number under the square root that is only positive. So we do not want a number that is making this to be undefined. That's what we mean when we say we need the domain. So remember, the domain is only the input values that we get that will make this function defined. So you will express this or equate it equal to 0. Then this will go to the other side. You have 16 is equal to x squared. Then from here you find the square root. But remember, a square root of a number is both positive and negative 4. So this is the value of x. So if you were to put 4 here, 4 squared is simply 16. 16 minus 16 is 0. But let us put numbers greater than 4. If you put 5 squared is 25, making this to have a negative. So our domain under normal circumstances, it is equal to negative 4, 4. Remember, these are closed intervals, which means this 4 and negative 4 are included in my domain. But remember, when you had to input one of these 4s, you got your result to be 0. Let's do this together. You got your result to be 0. So 0 was one of the lowest results you could get when you had to replace one of these values. Remember, no matter how much you replace, even negative 4, the result you get is still the same. But you need to think outside the box. How do you now get the other value? Remember, a range is simply a set of output values which are produced by the domain. So which other value, when I'm to put in this, will be my highest value? Let's assume that 0 is our lowest. So remember, you have numbers in between here, and the lowest number that we can get is a 0. So you need to check or rather test between these numbers. There are other numbers, so you need to test them. Then from there you make a set of values which you will refer to the range. So we can get 0 here. So 16 minus 0 squared is still what? 16, and the square root of 16 is still positive or negative 4. But if you look at these two, remember 0 was one of the lowest data values we could produce, and 4 itself was the highest data value we could produce. So what is the myth behind? So meaning our range is from 0 all the way to positive 4. So this is our range. So this is the